We have to say that 2020 was a year unlike any other. Whether it was the shelter-in-place orders, the pandemic itself, the economic downturn, the associated emotional and even spiritual distress, we have all been affected by what has happened all throughout the world. We may be feeling oppressed at this time, but our Catholic faith has helped us to come together with a strong sense of community. We have heard it said often throughout this pandemic, and it is so true, especially for us as Catholics, that we are all in this together. As a family of faith, we all come together to share generously of the blessings God has given to us, so that we might continue to build God's kingdom, to be His hands and His feet and His shoulders and His eyes and His ears, that God working through us might continue to build His kingdom here on this earth. God will never forget the needy. The hope of the afflicted will never perish. The annual appeal supports programs and ministries throughout the Archdiocese. It helps us sustain the offices of the Archdiocese so that we in turn may sustain the ministries of the parishes. These are kind of the practical infrastructural things that every organization needs to flourish and to accomplish its mission.
The communication department is often unseen. If we're doing our job well, you don't know we're there, but you know everything that we want you to know. In March 2020, for all of us, the world really started to change and we had no idea what was coming. The effect that had in the Archdiocese was dramatic. All of a sudden, our churches had to be closed or moved down to limited capacity. There's a lot of information that needed to get out very quickly, both from the chancery to the parishes and from the parishes to their faithful. Not all parishes did have good email systems, so that became a huge project right away. Texting our parishioners was a foreign concept to most people out in the parishes. Many don't use their smartphones regularly and would never have thought of that, and it's proven to be a lifesaver. The support from the Archdiocesan Annual Appeal literally enables our department to exist. Without the funds that come into the chancery through the appeal, we would not be able to purchase the equipment we need, such as the live streaming equipment or video cameras. There are so many small but important costs that have to be paid somehow. And without the support from the appeal, those things simply couldn't happen.
The AAA supports our youth and young adult ministries by definitely giving us opportunities to serve our young people. My biggest role is to get our young people from the age 13 all the way to age 40 to be active in the parishes and especially here in the Archdiocese of San Francisco. The biggest challenge that we see with getting our young people involved in our churches, I think we're inundated with so much information in the world. And what happens is that we have to kind of guide them through that. And as Pope Francis says in Christus Vivi, we need to make sure we're listening to our young people and meeting where they're at. So the biggest way we should make it a religious life relatable is through a retreat culture. Creating retreats for high school, for middle school, for confirmation programs, for college students, even for young adults. These resources that we use gives them chances for retreats, for engagement with the church. So the AAA directly supports the retreats we offer.
We can no longer sit in our holes and alienate each other because of our socioeconomic status or the fact that we were born in a certain culture or a certain ethnicity. I think it's time for all of us in this appeal to answer the call and to say that we're going to support our youth, we're going to get into our youth, we're going to talk about critical thinking. We started the chess program in 2008, and we're here to provide the chess boards, the training, to implement the program. Because it's not a program about teaching chess and making children stars. It's about making children humble, about creating a sense of patience within them. The benefit of the Archdiocese Annual Appeal for the ethnic ministries is it allows us to be together with our programs. It allows us the resources necessary to build programs. It also allows us the ability to tear down the walls that are all perceived, unconscious walls that we have if we're not together.
I invite you to respond then, once again this year, to God's call of stewardship as grateful stewards of God's blessings, to share those blessings in accordance with God's plan. The annual appeal every year gives us this opportunity. Your gifts are greatly appreciated. Whatever you can give, even in the midst of the difficult year we have gone through, it's everyone sharing something of what God has given to them that we can accomplish great things for God.
On behalf of the ethnic ministries and the Ethnic Ministries Chess Club, I want to say thank you for supporting the Archdiocese Annual Appeal.
On behalf of the youth and young adults ministries of the Archdiocese of San Francisco, we thank you for your support of the AAA.
I want to thank you for your contribution to the annual appeal. It makes a vital difference.
I thank you for your demonstrations of faith that inspire me, for your commitment to our church, for your support of your own parish, and for your consideration of this vital request.